Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, first of all, this intro's too long.
TV.
So watch what I'm gonna do. Hopefully it come out right. I'm supposed to wait. I'm supposed to wait until it goes. Oh, so I wanted to fade out nicely. What's up, y'all? My name is Jeffery at Jeffery TV, and I wanted to cut on the camera and speak directly to the people in regards to my current disposition. As you can see, I am uncharacteristically branded today, wearing P-Funk hat, wearing a P-Funk shirt. There's no denying that my disposition and my sentiment, in my mind and maybe even my heart, is longing to see that goddamn band. It's true. I miss the P-Funkies. I miss the P-Funkers, the P-Funkies. I miss them. And let me tell you why. Many have said that the music has changed. The band has changed. It's all different now. They're nothing like they used to be. This may be true. We also have to factor in this whole Shake the Gate, Medicated Frog Dog 3GP, which stands for Third Generation P-Funk, which I will go into later. We have to factor that into the show. Those of us who grew up on P-Funk of the 70s or 60s or Funkadelic, we miss Mr. Scheider. We miss Mr. Worrell. Hell, we even miss Mr. Hampton. But I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to still win Super Bowls, even though we don't have Franco, even though we don't have Antonio Brown. People retire. Things change. It's up to the organization to maintain the level of excellence set by the organization. That's just the way I look at it. But I digress. That's not the point. Well, it might be the point. The point is the music changes. Music is going to evolve. I've often said that the Funkadelic, the Billy Bass Funkadelic, going into the Parliaments and then into Mothership Connection was a major change. I can understand what I call the Billy Bass Funkadelic mentality having mixed feelings about the Mothership Connection funk. And if funk was used as a noun in Mommy Wants a Funkadelic, is Mommy Wants a Funkadelic supposed to be funk? Or was Mommy Wants a Funkadelic funk of that time and then got evolved into the Mothership Connection funk, which for me defines what funk is? That being on the one. That's when Mr. Collins came in and everybody went on the one. We want the funk. Gotta have that funk. From there, I believe a whole almost genre of music was created off of that idea from Mothership Connection and We Want the Funk. Many funk bands from Ohio to, well, just from Ohio. Okay, there was a couple in California, Detroit, and maybe Texas, I guess. I don't know. But that formula was repeated, and that defined funk for me. So when funk evolved, and we were warned funk being evolved, we were warned that funk was going to evolve. The funk is going to be passed down to the next generation to be ready for it. It was teased to us. It was eased out. The show slightly changed. We noticed there were tracks. We noticed there was a bunch of kids running on the stage now. We noticed it was a little bit more rappy and trappy than people who came up on 60s and 70s funk, maybe even 80s, hell, Atomic Dog, and some of those George Clinton records. A few tracks on some of those records. Awesome Power of a Fully Operational Mothership. That was a good record. A very good record. And there's something about that record, to me, there's something about that record that's better than all the rest of them. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but there's something about that record that may or may not be better than all the rest. Okay, let me change that. There's something on that record that I may like more than all the rest. And they're not as great as Mothership Connections. They're not as classic as One Nation Under a Groove. They're not going to reach the status of Knee Deep and Uncle Jam Wants You, or even Trombipulation, or the Funkadelic records, Hardcore Jollies, all of those. It's not at that. It's a different historical value for those records, a different historical impact, but there's something about that damn Awesome Power record that I believe they did something better than maybe all on the rest of them. I think one thing I heard was that everybody was there doing the making of that record. The whole band was there when that went into that record. So maybe I'm hearing that, but I digress. The point is, I missed the band. I missed the band as I was thinking about making this video. I didn't want to start naming names because I didn't want to leave anybody out. I didn't want people to think that I had favorites. Like if I was to start off saying I miss Mr. Curry, then I'd have to say I miss Mr. Thomas. Then I'd have to say I miss Mr. Payne. And of course, Mr. McKnight. Mr. Lewis and Tracy. Mr. Cowan on drums. Mr. Bedrosian. The other Mr. Cowan. Mr. Scheider, who I used to call the future, and still may, hopefully. We'll see. Third generation P-Funk, 3GP. I'll get to that. I will get to that. I'm trying to pan my way across the stage to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Mr. Boyd out there singing. I was kind of focusing on the musicians. I was kind of focusing on the musicians, the people who added that P-Funk element to the tracks. And I'm trying to not jump into that yet. I'm trying not to go there. But I'm kind of was led there. I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, let me know. I'm trying to look across the stage. You got I didn't name any of the kids yet. So I'm looking across the stage. I think I get everybody. I hope I didn't. If I forgot somebody. 9 minutes, huh? Okay, maybe everybody had stopped listening before I got to the 3GP review. I was lucky enough to have been at the debut of 3GP, third generation P-Funk, in Petaluma, California, earlier this year. I was front row, right at the stage. I was right there. I saw 3GP listed in the on the concert listings, and I didn't know what it was. Then I heard the 3GP stand for third generation P-Funk, and I started to understand what it was. So before the show, there was anticipation. I was excited. I knew this was a big deal. As I said, we've been teased and told that, flat out told by Mr. Clinton that this is the direction P-Funk is going. The P-Funk is going into the hands of this generation. So I was there and I looked back. You can see him backstage, and I was excited for them. You can see they were excited. This was it. This was it, you know. And I'm sure, even though I probably shouldn't say that my presence was noted, I'm sure it was. Let's not even act like, you know, not that I had any impact or anything, but I'm sure that my presence was noted because I've been outspoken before in the past about the band. And it is my legacy and my duty and my responsibility to call it as I see it, which is what I'm about to do now. So I saw them in the back getting excited. You know, they come out. I mean, they're kids. I mean, they're freaking kids. They're kids in a way as compared to my age and the age of the band and the musical intentions that I have and maybe what the band has or have been through and what we came up on. They have a newer, supposedly fresher outlook. Rap. It's rap and trap and booty shaking and all that. And let me just say this too. As far as 3GP, since we getting into it, I like them all. I like the whole band. I mean, I like them all. I don't want to start naming them, and I probably could, but I do have my favorites. There's no doubt. I have my favorites, and I don't want to go into that right now. I do not want to go into who my favorite is and who not, and the one that I don't like. Okay, I'll say it. I'll say it. No, I won't. I'm not going to say it. But let me just say this. And it's not that I don't like them. It's one that I'm scared of. It's one of them damn kids that I'm scared of. And I'm supposed to be scared of her. I gave it away. I'm supposed to be scared of her. I always have been. I always go. And this is what leads me to my point. I'm supposed to be scared of her at my age. That is what the new generation is supposed to do. That is what they are supposed to come in there and do. They supposed to bring this bullshit. They supposed to bring their bullshit to us. And we supposed to say, no, get that shit out of here. No, nobody want to hear that. And they're supposed to say, no, yes, you do. And they're supposed to ram it down our throats. We're not supposed to just hand it over to them. I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be the one saying, no, get that bullshit out of here. Play that shit. No. And they're supposed to say, nope. This is what we want. This is what we're going to do. You're going to like it. And they're supposed to just keep coming at me until they like it. I believe that's how things are passed down from one generation to the other. Sure, sometimes it's handed to them, but I think in like maybe even wealth and huge corporations, it's the person or entity who fights for it and performs and just hones their craft and keeps getting better and better because they keep hearing the ridicule or, you know, saying, no, and they just keep fighting for it. And you got to want it. Because what 3GP is doing is different from the funk and the P-funk that I'm used to. Just like Mothership Connection was different from stuff that came before that. Just like Mothership Connection may be different than Mommy Wants a Funkadelic. So when she gets out there doing that thing, and I'll even say who it is, I ain't fucking with you. You know it's you. I ain't fucking with you. You know I love you. You know I love them all. I love all y'all. But that is what it's supposed to make me go. It's supposed to. The music, 3GP, P-Funk, Mr. Clinton's, I guess, intention is to pass it on to something fresh and new, is not designed for me. I am not the target audience, and I'm not supposed to be. And I'm telling you kids, I mean, not like I'm a mentor or anybody who's worthy of giving y'all any advice. You're supposed to fight for it and ram it down our goddamn throats. We're not just gonna lay back and say, "Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's so good." No, that's not the P-Funk. P stands for pure. That's not who I am, and that's not a lot of what the fans are. They'll stop coming. In fact, a lot of them have. I'm not gonna stop. I said that a long time ago. I ain't gonna stop. I don't give a damn what you do. Y'all can all walk out on stage and just lay on the floor. I'm still gonna be in the audience going, "What the fuck? Get up, do something." Lige, what's up? Mr. McKnight, stand up, do something. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna buy my ticket. I'm gonna get my airfare, and I'm gonna be there. So when the kids come out with their trap music and that and that whole little bounce little thing, it's got rhythm, it's got groove. I check them all out, and believe me, I'll be watching them all. I'll be watching them all, see what they do, their moves. Who got talent, who don't. I take that back. Who is more talented and who may not be as talented, or should I say that's wrong. I didn't mean to say it that way. I didn't mean to put it that way. Who's shining in the show? Who steps up and shines in the show? Forget talent, ability. I shouldn't even have commented on that because that's not what I meant. Who steps up and takes the spotlight and is that in the show of those kids? Who has that swagger? Like I said, I like them all. They're all cool. Well, most of it. I have to admit, I don't like Dirty Queen. I cannot stand Dirty Queen. And the funny part about Dirty Queen, it starts off with this bad little African kind of sound. I'll be like, oh. Next thing you know, well, I'm a Dirty Queen. I cannot stand Dirty Queen. But you know what? I'm not supposed to. Because when I look back at the crowd, all them little white kids who actually buy tickets, because you black folks who don't like this kind of music ain't buying them no more. And I think all them little white kids back there who buying these tickets have actually supported this band. And the reason I still get to go see them all over the world and all over this damn country is because these kids are buying these tickets and they like to see her do her thing. That same one who may push me back a little bit. The one I ain't fucking with. They love her. They go crazy. And they're supposed to. And I get it. I look back and I look at Mr. Clinton's ass and I look at the kids and I listen to them tracks and that bullshit Shake the Gate music. And I look back over the audience at them damn kids and they just going crazy. They just going crazy. It killed me one time. One of them even knew the goddamn words to the song. I'm like, I was going to stop her and say, excuse me, how do you know the words of that song? That's George Clinton. That's George. I just love George Clinton. Oh, it's just George Clinton. Don't you just love George Clinton? Oh, it's just, the music is just so good. It's just so good. My mother used to listen to him and then I kind of liked it, but then I heard this stuff right here and so I'm not the target audience. I'm not the target audience. I'm not going to live with that. I mean, I'm 58 years old. I'm at a point now that where I shouldn't have to ask and I cannot ask and I basically do not ask anybody for anything. I'm at the point where I'm the leader. I'm at the point of age now where I should be the leader. I should be developing. I should be making things happen to the point I can't rely on anybody else for anything. Or ask anybody else for anything. It's up to me. If there's something I want, it's up to me to get it done and make it happen. And I'm at that point, and I'm digging it. I'm doing pretty good at it. So I'm not mad at it anymore. I used to be mad at it that it wasn't coming to me. I used to be mad at it that I wasn't getting what I want from the music. There was a time where the music wasn't good. There was a time when P-Funk just wasn't good. They were just raggedy and I don't know what was going on. And I voiced my opinion about it. And that made me feel good. I voiced my opinion about it and that made me feel good. And whatever happened. And it seemed to come back together. Twisted a little better. I was like, okay, now we're talking about something. And then Shake the Gate stuff comes. And Mr. Clinton's records. How late do you have to be record? People tell me you got to listen. People tell me you got to listen to these records. The P-Funk is in there. It's definitely in there. There's no doubt about it. The P-Funk is in these records. But it's not the funk. In fact, I asked Mr. Clinton years ago on video with Derek Drisdale in a hotel room. Shoot the video, interview with Derek Drisdale. And we were asking him, he said, when? And Drisdale says, when are we going to get some funk? This was like, I can't even remember what year this was. This was way before Shake the Gate. And he said, when are we going to get some funk? And Mr. Clinton asked me, you don't like Viagra? I was like, no. That's rah, 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 rah. You don't like this? No. That's not funk. Nobody plays the music the way they do. I will probably never, ever, ever get what I get when I go to these concerts, still to this day, anywhere else. And I understand that. And I understand that one day it's probably going to end. And I think I'm prepared. And if I'm not, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I suck up every little inch of it I can, so when it does end, I can say, well, fuck, I was at as many of them as I could be. "3GP." Your show came out. They played the tracks, which was cool. You could play the tracks. You're breaking out a new record. Play the tracks. The band played over them, which makes it better because I like the way Mr. McKnight and Mr. Curry and Mr. Thomas and Mr. Payne and the people and Mr. Pedrosi and all those involved would put something extra on something and make it better. They did that to Poo Poo Man's song Hits. I used to hate that song. Hits. Next thing I know, Mr. Curry, Mr. McKnight, whoever was on drums at that time started doing something to it. And I'm like, whoa. It was almost like the best song they played. And Up for the Downstroke, how they get that little... I won't get that anywhere else. I will not get that anywhere else, and I know it. So as far as me missing them, and I wish 3GP well. I wish them well. I wish they would play more music, traditional P-Funk, because here's another thing too. If Coca-Cola was to come out and say, all right, here's the new Coke, and it's really lemonade, what's that about? Sure, it's Coke. They can do anything they want. They own the brand. They own the title. They can do anything they want. If they're going to say, here's a Coke, try this. You drink it, you go, shit, this is lemonade. This ain't Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola fans, traditional Coca-Cola fans are going to go, what is this shit? And that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to fight. You're supposed to fight for your legacy. You're supposed to fight for your time. You go with the passion of your heart. Both feet, all out. Just go for it. Just like the kids, they're going to have to go for it and make this music good, and they're going to have to make us fucking like it. And I hope that they do. I'm just not going to lay down and let them do it. I'm going to give them a fair chance, I hope. I'm going to give them a fair chance, I hope, because I'm going to be probably at every show that I can be. And I'm going to look them in the eyes and I'll go, I done seen George Clinton in Parliament Funkadelic over 200 times. I've seen 3GP 3. Third generation P-Funk. P-Funk. The P stands for pure. Now, if it was sons of Clinton or Clinton grandkids, they can do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want anyway. But they could just call it something else and just do whatever they want. It wouldn't mind me. Not that this minds me. Okay, it does kind of mind me. But what they're doing is they're taking my P-Funk. Yes, my P-Funk. They are in control. They have it in their hands. They have something that I pride and is precious to me. They have control of something that's precious to me. Very few people I allow to have that. In fact, I don't allow nobody to have it. Some things are just out of my control. And actually, it's probably not out of my control. It's probably, in the way I think about life and the way things go, there's nothing I can't do or accomplish. So if I was to really get nitty gritty and ditty about it, I probably can make things happen, because it comes down to money. It comes down to money. If you got money, you can do whatever you want. You can make things happen. So me with all my, and that's why I'm not really complaining. That's why I can't complain. In fact, that's why I don't complain, because I'm at a point now where if I wanted this band to do something, I should, all right, I'll hire them and pay them. Here's what I want. How much you want? How much you want to do this? Okay. Give me about 15 days. I'll be back with that number. And here's how we're going to do it. That's the level of thinking I'm at. Instead of sitting around complaining, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? But I can still critique, and I can still summarize it. I can still give out what I think and how I feel. And hopefully and rightfully in the way it is now, my feelings aren't hurt anymore. Because I was thinking too, another time, there was a time back before I kind of got kind of close to the band or whatever I am now or however it was, there was a time where they could say something that would hurt my feelings. And that's when things are kind of like, this you're not sure how to walk up on people. You're not sure how to treat the situation. You don't know how close, because there was a time where they could have said something that could really hurt my feelings. Now, not so much, mainly because I know who I am. More so, I know what the music industry is, what the music is. I know the band and the relationships I have with the people in the band. There's a lot of history there, and it would probably take a lot to erase that history and to really hurt my feelings, because there was a time where they really could hurt my feelings. I remember one of the first times I ever went backstage, and to see, it just, you don't know if somebody was to say something like, hey, what the fuck, how are you? It would hurt my feelings. And I couldn't have that. But now I'm like, fuck them. I don't give a damn. Anyhow, the whole reason I fired this up is because I missed the band. I miss traveling. And it's one thing to go see the music. And I went through the whole music thing in the band, and the music, because I wanted to explain the music part. Oh, why you follow them all over the world? Oh, why you do all this? It's the music. The music is just part of it. It's seeing the fellas out there, seeing the band out there in different states, me giving it, just standing there with that big old happy. I'm here in Berlin to see y'all smile. I'm here in Paris just to feel that. So they see me standing there, and I'm there. God damn it! I'm there in Amsterdam. I'm there in New York. I'm there in Vegas. That feeling when they see me out there and I see them on that stage and they do that thing. That's part of it. Also, part of it is the planning, the whole hotels, and the cars, and the strategies to get from one place to the other, public transportation, airfare, all that. That takes energy, and that's effort, and that's energy and effort that I haven't done in months, and it motivates me. It's part of my life spirit, my life blood. Sure, the music might, like I started off saying, the music might be this, the music might not be that anymore, but it's not just that. It's going to these places. It's flying into this city, going to museums, eating the food, meeting the people, hanging out, and then going to see that band that night. Give me a reason. Just give me a reason. And I don't even have to pick a city to go to. I just wait till the tour comes out. Oh, where we going this year? I don't know yet. P-Funk ain't put their schedule out. And this year we were supposed to, they even booked, they had booked Manchester on my birthday. I was like, whoa, Manchester on my birthday. Woo, doo, 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 Manchester. And my job has an actual office in Manchester, so I could have really got it all twisted up and had real fun over there. Then I'm like, oh, my niece graduates on my birthday. Oh. I was like, asked my daughter, does that mean I have to go to the graduation? She was like, ooh, you better. She was like, you better go to the graduation and not miss that to go see some damn band. We're over there in England on your birthday, your only 58th birthday you ever had. You ain't going to be able to see him. You're going to have to go to But that doesn't matter because the world broke and all that just broke down, and so it doesn't really matter. Anyhow, my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. I just did almost 30 minutes talking about that band. Wow, that should let you know how much and how deep it's been over these 40 years since I heard Mothership Connection. Somebody sent me a live concert video. Live concert MP3, super high quality, mixed well. Probably one of the best live concerts. It was just stunning. And it was back in the day when they were just getting it. And it reminded me of what it was like. It reminded me how I used to feel 20, 30 years ago when it was more precious than it is now, when it was, before the touring and I wasn't getting it and I heard the way they used to do it and the rhythms and the choruses and the layered vocals and it's everybody on top of each other but not stepping on each other, and that. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'm ready for whatever happens. I'm ready for whatever happens. I'm happy. I've lived my P-Funk legacy. I've pretty much fulfilled just about everything but one thing. Everything but one thing I still want to do with that band. And of course, that's produce something with that band with my name on it officially. But we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out. And I need to get off my ass and make it happen. Because I think it just comes down to business. I think it's business. I think it comes down to business. And then, of course, rapport. And then you have to have a good plan and a good idea and, present a project with funding and, get some people behind it. And, see, you never know. You never know. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic. What's up? Wearing a Funkadelic shirt. Should have put on a Parliament one, but I digress. Turn the hat around, farewell tour. Told y'all I wasn't going to retire. Was I one of the first person to say he ain't going to retire? Ask somebody. You better ask somebody. I said, he ain't retiring. He can't retire. I've seen it. I see the energy. You see that man on stage? I done seen that man on stage too many times. He can't walk away from that. Hell, I can't walk away from going to see him. How they going to walk away from doing it? How they going to walk away from doing it, let alone the money? How they going to walk away from doing it? I can't even live right when I don't go see him. It just throws off the whole equilibrium. Anyway, my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. I did it 32 minutes. Swinging on y'all 2 times. What's my name is the one. Some people call me the funk. Oh, and when I find out they can feel it, I move right in everyone. Whoa, there I'm the one. I even like trombapulation, damn it. I give you the phone, 3-part slop, for I am the music. Can't you read me? Do 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 do.